But I got a huge surprise, and I think I just want to get right into it. Everybody at home is going to know the surprise because it's going to be the title of the video. Do you want to know it?
Is Sam pregnant?
Welcome back to the lunch table. Abby, it's been a while since we've recorded an episode. So we were recording episodes all the time in the beginning. We got like 2 months ahead, and then we decided to take a little bit of a break. So we are back. I mean, we've been uploading them every 2 weeks, but this is the first time we're actually in the studio recording an episode since the Steve episode, which was like a month ago. How you doing?
Well, I just poured my heart out to you off camera.
Yeah, I was going to say, Abby and I have been talking for about 5 minutes before we hit record. Abby's going through a tough week, but he's feeling good. He's looking good. I got a big surprise for you and the audience today, but we're going to get into that later.
I don't think I'm either one. I don't think I've ever looked worse as a human.
Well,
so I made this epiphany to my friend. I was talking to him. He's here from London. Classically ugly person for my whole life.
Poor guy. My
I'm
goodness
like 5
gracious.
minutes.
Not even. We're 2 minutes into the episode. You're already calling your best friend ugly. Before we went live, Abby was like, I'm going to be kinder and calmer today. And just 70 seconds in, my buddy's over. Ugly, dude. What a start, Abby. My gosh.
No, I'm just saying, not the most classically handsome fella, but he's grown up in his older age. I actually thought this was a compliment. This is where I have to reevaluate myself. Maybe I do need therapy, like he said.
I don't think I said that. Did I say that?
No, not you. The ugly guy.
Oh.
I looked at him and I said, for the first time in our lives, I think if everyone's looking at me versus you, not a single person's choosing me, and that's a wake-up call.
So, okay, like I said, it's been a while since we've even talked. Other than the 5 minutes before we hit record, me and you haven't even really talked other than some text messages back and forth. I'm glad you guys have been enjoying the podcast. We've been killing it on Spotify. We got over 100 5-star ratings now. If you haven't rated us 5-star on Spotify, check it out. There's a link in the description below. But I got a huge surprise, and I think I just want to get right into it. Can I get right into it, or do you have anything to talk about before we get into the big surprise? Everybody at home is going to know the surprise because it's going to be the title of the video. Do you want to know it?
Is Sam pregnant?
Boy, you just ruined the surprise. We're expecting a baby TFG. Abby is speechless. Were you joking when you said that?
I was. So you said it was a huge surprise. You kept saying, I think you're going to be so surprised.
So, okay, I know what you're going to say because Abby was like, oh, I'm fired up. And then I was like, oh, no, if I keep saying it's a big surprise, he's going to know what it is. So then yesterday I was like, it's not that big. I tried to throw you off with that.
Brendan, I never talked about it once. I never was even onto it. You know what I thought the big surprise was?
What?
That your dad was going to be on the podcast.
What a letdown that would have been. I mean, my dad will be on the podcast probably pretty soon. But yeah, I got the ultrasound here. You're one of the first people to know. So here's the thing. By the time this episode comes out, I will have told my family. But Abby, just like you broke the news to me when we were in Dubai. If people don't know this, Abby and I took a trip to Dubai together for a vlog a little over a year ago. And Abby told me that him and his wife were expecting their first child. And he's like, don't say anything. I haven't really told everybody yet. Well, you're kind of in the same boat. You can't go to work tomorrow and tell people because they don't know yet. And I don't want them to know.
Can I tell my wife?
You can tell your wife. But here's the thing. We're recording so far ahead on these episodes. I was like, I want the news to come out eventually. So I had to tell you ahead of time. I will say, I went to college, back to my college with a couple of my buddies this weekend, and I did tell them. So like Steve knows, a couple people do know, but nobody at work knows. And I don't want my family to know because we're going to be surprising them.
Are you going to tell people at your Halloween party? What's the big reveal?
Yeah. So that's after that. The Halloween party is after the surprise will be out. Basically, Sam and I are going to be finding the gender in about a month. And then we're throwing a housewarming party at my house the beginning of October. And we're going to surprise everybody in my family by saying, 1, Sam is pregnant. And 2, we're going to figure out the gender altogether.
As soon as they walk in the door, because that's what me and Kayla did for Raphael. We had a big sign, not even really that big. It was just it was actually quite small. It was a whiteboard where it just said,
You showed me the video.
Yeah, today's the gender reveal.
Oh, so you did the gender reveal the same day that you told your family too?
It said Kayla's pregnant, and underneath, by the way, today's the gender reveal.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. So Sam's idea, because Sam's sister has three children. I have 3 nieces. And her thought was, I'm going to give all of the nieces a little shirt that says, I'm going to be a big cousin, and that's how we'll tell everybody. Or maybe we'll just do a sign. I don't know.
How many weeks pregnant is Sam?
Right now, I think like 11. Yeah, it's the size of a strawberry.
You're gross.
Why am I gross?
That's a Wimbledon baby.
And it's funny, it's the size of a strawberry. No, it was like right when we got back from Wimbledon. It's funny enough. This might be too much information for everybody at home. We went to Wimbledon, and the plan was, you know what? After Wimbledon, we get home from the trip, we're going to start trying to have a family. Boy, did it happen fast. Maybe a little faster than I expected. Sam got pregnant in like a week. It's funny because we were expecting, like, I took my parents like 15 months to get pregnant. I was difficult. So I don't know. I'm expecting it's going to be at least a few months. My thought is, hey, maybe my baby will be born in the summer. We got this pool. I could have pool parties outside. Wasted no time. It's going to be an April baby.
Holy crap.
Yeah, Sam's
Brando?
doing April.
That's unbelievable.
And you know what's kind of cool?
I'm stunned.
My baby and your young Raphael are only going to be about 14 months apart. So they'll be, you know what's funny? If you didn't guess it, my surprise to you was going to be young Raphael's about to have a playmate, but then you guessed it, and I had to just say you got it right.
I was never even close to this. You could ask Kayla. It's not like leading up to the pod. I was going, oh, he's definitely going to. For some reason, some metaphysical connection, some flow state conversation between me and the lad, I was just thinking to myself, it just clicked, it sparked. I go, whoa, what, is she pregnant?
That's funny. I told Sam, I was like, I think there's a 50% chance Abby knows already. Like, just has that feeling by me saying big surprise.
No, I really thought in the past, I honestly I thought your dad was going to be on the podcast, or I thought we got another sponsor.
Okay. What's better, new baby or sponsor? That's a little closer. No, but
now we really have to pay for daycare.
I know. Now we got 2 daycares we got to worry about. Raphael and whatever my baby's name is.
Brandon, you're both simultaneously so ready, but you are not ready. And here's
miles
why.
Away. I'm way too young to be a dad, even though I'm like 34 or 33.
Brandon, this does feel. I'm about to turn 25. I'm about to turn 35 in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
One thing I did want to say is that it does feel like a teenage pregnancy.
Dude, I told Sam that. I was like, I feel like we did something wrong, but it's funny because our parents were like begging us for a child, basically. Like ever since me and Sam got married, they've been like, when is it going to happen? All of our friends are grandparents. We're not grandparents. I told Sam at one point, I was like, it's kind of funny how not only are we at the age where, you know, if you're a teenager and you get pregnant, it's like, oh my gosh, your parents are so mad. We are so far beyond our parents being mad. They were mad at us for not having a baby.
Wow.
I told my parents, instantly cried. Like all of a sudden, it was like they were smiling and we were talking about things, and instantly it was like a shockwave went through the room. Instantly crying.
How did you say it?
So I don't know. I'm awkward with these things, right? I don't know how to tell people that Sam and I are having a baby. So we were having dinner, and Sam and I, we told her mom the night before because we had dinner with her mom on Saturday night, and then we were having dinner at my parents' like we always do Sunday nights. And we said, all right, we're going to tell my parents. So I was like, well, we'll just wait until it comes up naturally. And I don't know, something like that just doesn't come up naturally. It's like, oh, you know, trying for babies recently, like especially with your parents.
I heard daycares are expensive lately, Mom.
Oh, bing. So we were eating corn and roasted chicken, and we're halfway through the meal, and I'm just like, well, Sam's pregnant. Just like I overthought it, and it just came out.
Is that really how it happened?
Pretty much. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but I pretty much had a mouthful of chicken and corn. And finally, Sam kept looking at me like, well, when are you going to bring it up? And I said, oh, we have a surprise for you. Sam's pregnant. And I think I just said it so abruptly that my parents were like, we couldn't have heard that right? Like, there's no way this is how you told me that you're having a baby.
Who reacted first? Like, whose face had that look on them that, did I hear what I just heard?
So
gotta be mom, right?
It was my mom. Yeah. I was, but I will say I was kind of looking at her when I said it, and her reaction was a millisecond. But then I think my dad saw her reaction and he had a second to process, and then he started crying too. Believe it or not, my dad is more of a crier than my mom for normal things. But in this case, they both lost it.
Oh man, this is great. How is Samantha?
She's good. She had some morning sickness, but for the most part, she's past it. She's getting close to the second trimester now, which is crazy to say that we're already a third of the way through the pregnancy, which is mind-blowing and scary. Also, we're very excited. There's a huge piece of me that's terrified right now. We'll get into that later.
It's the most terrifying thing you'll ever experience.
And I got a lot of questions for you, not just today, but I'll be talking to you on camera, off camera. But Sam went through probably 2 or 3 weeks of really being sick. They call it morning sickness, but she was pretty much just sick all day. And it's funny, they found out that she was pregnant at work because she was eating saltine crackers, which her mom was like, if you eat saltine crackers, it could settle your stomach. And one of her coworkers was like, I know what that means. But she was only 4 weeks pregnant at the time, so we weren't telling anybody.
Kayla, Brendan and Steve are pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
That's the surprise. Brendan and Sam are pregnant. Really? Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, I'm not pregnant, just Sam.
Yes. Congratulations. He just told me live on the pod. I'm live on the pod right now. I got to get back. I got to be a professional. Love you. She said, really?
And okay.
She's not meant for the pod.
I was going to say, I'm not expecting waterworks from Kayla.
I said coming into this that I was going to be a changed man. I took a shot at my wife and called one of my best friends ugly.
Yeah.
Your kid, though, going to be unbelievable. I have such a soft spot for kids now in the best way. Every kid, even if I feel that they're a little ugly, beautiful. It switches over.
Did that change when you had your first child? Is that?
Absolutely.
So here's a question for you. Okay.
Shoot.
Were you good with children before you had Raphael? Because I don't know what to do. If I hold a child, I hold it if you're listening, check it out on the video podcast. I'm holding a glass of water very awkwardly. That's what I'm doing. I don't know how to hold children. I don't really know how to interact with children. I'm terrified because I'm worried that this baby's going to pop out in April and I'm going to have no idea what to do with this thing. Is it instinctual?
It is. It's not even an instinctual. You just kind of do. You ever in life, have you ever just, I don't know how to do this, but as long as you keep showing up, you kind of figure it out?
Well, here's the thing. There's 8 billion people in the world. How hard could it be, right? The funny thing is, you always think that your parents are experts, and then you realize that they had no idea what the heck they were doing when they had you. And we turned out relatively okay. I mean, we got our problems, but we survived.
Growing up, thought my parents were Einstein. Now, as parents, I realize they had to be the dumbest people on planet Earth.
You were the third, right? Were you the fourth? You were the fourth. So at least by the time they got to you, they kind of knew what they were doing, or they just didn't care at that point. One or the other.
A little bit of that's the problem. They knew exactly what they were doing, but the fatigue, man. Oh, and then one thing you're going to. All right, let's take a step back. One, I was horrible with babies before
Me too.
My kid was born.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do with them.
I'm a bull in a china shop, which you are kind of not.
No, I am when it comes to I squeeze too hard, and then they cry and I panic, and yeah, I don't know what to do with babies at all. My thought is when it's my own, I'll be less I'll be worried about it, but I'll be less oh, this is someone else's baby, and then you just kind of learn what to do.
Every man is going to look you in the eye, Brandon, who's had a child, and he's going to say to you, this old trope, That first drive home with the baby in the car. By the way, you need a new car. Your car is not suitable for children.
I am looking for a new car. I don't know yet, and I will keep you guys updated because I know everybody loves the gray Honda Civic in the audience. I'm looking at a Honda CR-V. That's right now in the lead. Maybe a RAV4. I don't know.
How about a Pilot?
It's a little big. It's a little big. I don't like. We don't want that big of a family.
Your child's probably statistically going to be quite small. So
yeah. Also, come on. I'm like 5'6". Sam's shorter than me. My parents are 5'2" and 5'5". Like, I don't think the baby's going to be 6'5".
Sam is tall presenting for a woman.
She's average, and her father is like 6'1". So this baby's probably going to be taller than I am if it's a boy. If it's a girl, it's probably going to be about Sam's height.
Going back to that, they're always going to tell you driving home from the hospital is the most scared you're ever going to be.
My dad tells this exact story. He says he was driving home crying after my mom had me because he was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
Okay. I think every guy has agreed to that statement, and I'm going to break the veil a little bit. They're all liars. It is just first of all, how bad of a driver are you? Second, you just go. You just kind of leave and you're like, all right, there's a baby here. But before, how careless are these people with their wives? Because before you're still...
Oh, you're talking about the actual driving.
Oh, yeah, the physical
No, I
drive.
wasn't even in the car. I was born. My mom and me and my mom stayed in the hospital. And my dad was driving home that night by himself, and he was crying because he's like, I don't know how to raise a child, basically. Like, I think he was also probably overcome with emotion. I think he was probably happy, too. But he was like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. Like, what am I...
See, I stayed at the hospital.
Oh, okay.
So I never left until Kayla left. But Raphael had to stay because he was in the NICU. Here's the thing. You're never going to be prepared for this moment. Yeah, you have to prepare all the usual stuff, the room, but the only thing that is absolutely true is you're not prepared to have a kid regardless of who you are. Mentally, you're okay, but it's just so variable, and each kid is so different.
Well, Sam and I kept saying, like, maybe next year, maybe next year, maybe next year. And her sister was like, you're never going to feel ready until you just jump in.
That's what I'm saying.
And we're kind of at that age now where it's like, well, we probably should get started.
Oh, but here's another thing. Parenthood advice number 2. Guy to guy, man to man, mano a mano, father a father. By the way, you're going to love this. The excuses you get with a kid for you, you're so antisocial. Oh,
I don't have to do anything now. I can stay at my house for months.
You are golden. We are never getting you out of the house by design now. You have the perfect, you can even make up illness, but not real illness. It's like he's got the sniffles. We'd like to stay away. Yeah. Also, Samantha's giving birth at the perfect time because April, May, it's cold, dreary. You don't even really want to leave the house. And in the early days, you really can't. And then once the weather starts getting nice, you can go on for walks, the summer, everything. You guys didn't plan this perfectly, but the higher power, your dad and your mom, they made sure that this was perfect. Do you think, here's my question.
Yeah.
I got so many. One, you got to tell me the name.
Well, we don't have the name yet. We don't even know if it's going to be a boy or a girl. I want to get into that, right? Because everybody's like, I don't care the gender. I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. That is nonsense. I really care. I'll get into that later. You guys could probably guess. I care what the gender is a lot. And if it's not what I want, I'm going to be very upset. Not really. I'm joking, but not really. Like, everybody, you have to admit, everybody's like, I don't care what the gender is. I just want a healthy baby. Get out of here, man. Of course I care what the gender is, right? Like, all right, I'll just say it now. I want it to be a boy.
Boy, yeah.
Obviously, right? Sam probably wants it to be a girl. Sam is lying, though. Sam's in the category of, I want a healthy baby. I don't care the gender. I know she wants a girl, and I don't hold that against her. I want a boy. And you know what's funny? a lot of people, like say whether they want to find out the gender ahead of time or at birth. And I was like, I want to find out the gender ahead of time because I said the last thing I want is for my child to be born and me to be like, come on. Oh, like, have you seen that Family Guy clip where he has like the football and the foam finger and they're like, it's a girl. And he's like, all right, can you check again? I don't want that. If I have even a shred of disappointment, I want it to be months before the birth. I'll get that out of my system. And then by the time we're at birth, then I will be very excited. And I'm sure whichever gender I have, I'll be happy that I had that gender. Like my mom says she wanted a girl. Now she's like, thank God I had a boy. Like you always will be happy. But right now, yeah, I want a boy.
Brando. One thing the former version of myself would say, not the current, but they would say the people who decide to wait until the baby's born.
Yeah.
I don't want to marginalize what state they're probably from, but maybe the former person of myself would have said states that are not the great state of New Jersey.
I don't know, man. I think it's the other way. Like I would bet Steve would be someone who wouldn't care to know the gender ahead of time.
That doesn't help what I'm about, what the former me would have said. that person, the former me would have said.
Steve's relatively intelligent. He just doesn't apply himself all the time, but I think he's got some brain cells.
Driveling, nonsensical drool coming from their mouth, their brain, their entity, their life. Because I've never understood this concept. You're equally as surprised at the doctor's office, my friend. It's the same thing.
I'm with you.
You're just moving it up 5 months.
Dude, why? We are able to find out the gender like a week before we're doing like the quote-unquote gender reveal party. That week is going to be a nightmare for me. Like when there's that envelope sitting on my desk and I can know the gender, but it's kind of floating out in limbo and I have to wait a week for the party, that's going to kill me. Let alone you got to wait like 7 months after you could find out the gender. Get out of here. The birth is exciting enough.
Thank you. There's so much emotion when giving birth to a child. You don't need to tack on that extra case. But besides all of that, Brandon, the name Nightmare.
I didn't think of that.
Think too much. Don't think too much about the name because in a weird way, that one was one we technically waited until the birth. We had 3 names. Okay. And it kind of was a feeling, as weird as that was.
You know what's funny? We already kind of have a boy and a girl name that we both like. I'm not going to say it yet. I'm not going to say
and Branda.
Yeah. I'm not going to say the name because it might change. We don't even know if it's a boy or a girl yet. Once we find out the gender, I will share it with you guys and we'll come up with names then. But we do have one boy name and one girl name that we both like because I want all Italian names. Sam doesn't like the Italian names, so we kind of met in the middle with one.
Oh, you already have come to a commonality agreement.
We might add more. I will be honest. I think we both agreed that once we find out the gender, we're going to kind of do a deep dive and focus on just that, boy, girl names and see if we can come up with something we like better. But right now, we do have an idea for both.
There's an app. You're probably not going to do it, but there's an app. It only costs like $6.99 a month. But there's an app called Baby Name that you and your wife can have. No free ads, but please sponsor the podcast.
You have to pay?
Yes.
Couldn't you just use like ChatGPT?
No, but the thing is, it works like Tinder. So she swipes right on her name, and you swipe right on her name. It matches, and you don't tell each other.
But you don't
really
know.
Go into it. Yes.
You're doing it separate.
It will say as soon as you've matched, it'll say that name has matched, and it goes into the bank.
Wait, so and it's $7 a month?
Yeah.
Oh, there is no way I'm paying that. That is a ripoff.
It's the name for the rest of your life. How else would I have found Raphael? Even though I didn't find it via the app.
That is insane that someone is paying $6.99 for that. Maybe if it was like a 99-cent app, I would throw a penny at it or two. But $7? Do you know what you could buy for $7? I mean, not really that much, but
the former me would have said maybe if your parents would have paid $7 a month, you wouldn't be named Brandon. But the current me,
it doesn't work if you just say the mean thing and then say that's what I would have said. It doesn't. It's not any better.
But I'm not saying it.
You are saying it.
No,
it's like saying something really mean, but saying no offense before it. Like no offense, but God, you're ugly. It doesn't make it nice.
All right. Well, okay. Sorry, I'm a changed person. I'll change who I am.
So here's a question for you.
Sure.
The birth.
Uh-huh.
I have a lot of, we've talked about this before, especially in the episode where we talked about our zodiac symbols. I've got a lot of worries. I'm a little bit of a worrywart. Right now, my worries are all about my YouTube channel, basically, right? Finances are another worry of mine. Dude, I am terrified of my mental state around the birth and once I have this child, because I feel like I'm not going to be able to think about anything other than being terrified that something's going to happen to this child at all times.
Are you going to watch?
I was going to ask you. If you did or not. You were above the belt or below the belt?
I'm above the belt, my friend. But I will say, these doctors, man, these doctors and their nurses, they almost scam you into. There's not a lot of room to not look at things, and they almost kind of scam you into doing it. And oddly enough, you know what's
I would think they would scam you the other way to get out of my way. I'm doing my job.
You would think. You know what was a weird thing Kayla had to experience?
What?
The doctor, because you can't really feel a lot if you get the epidural. The doctor took Kayla's hand as the baby's head was popping through and goes, "Feel this." And she felt Raphael's head coming out of her body.
It's like, I'll wait 30 seconds until I could just pat his head when he's in my arms. I don't need to feel it as it's coming out.
We have talked about this before, and I think strategically is probably to give you confidence almost, to say, you're
Push.
Right there, keep going. Yeah,
that's true.
Correct.
I could see that.
There's definitely a method to the madness, I would hope, unless, no offense, that person was crazy. Former me would say that. But
good save.
Thanks, brother. Ultimately, it is a really surreal, non-eventful moment.
Is that because you build it up so much in your head and then all of a sudden it's just it happened? It's impossible to not build up that moment.
It's got to be the biggest moment of your life. But in a weird way, it's kind of a medical procedure. It has stoic and sanitary as that sounds.
It just feels like you're in surgery, basically.
If you feel like you're live in an episode of Dr. House or something.
So, all right, another stereotypical thing with first-time parents, right? They say, I never knew what it felt like, and I always rolled my eyes when people said, the first look at your baby, you've never felt love like that. I look at that and I say, that's freaking nonsense. I don't even know this baby. It's going to be a stranger. Now, over the years, I will learn and love this baby. Is it true that the second you saw that baby, it was instant love? Or is that hocus pocus?
I love Raphael way more than I did when he was born.
Okay. See, and I think you're the first person that just admits that. Because everybody is like, it was love at first sight. I had never seen anything in the world that I was like, there's no way we pull this baby out. And I'm like, get out of the way, Sam. You know what I mean? At this point, I feel like I will still be worrying about Sam just as much.
Big.
Childbirth is serious. I mean, obviously doctors have gotten extremely good right now at this stage. It's a very low percentage, but it's not like it's not dangerous for the mother, which is terrifying for me.
Here's the thing, and we're months away, and I don't mean to scare you. It is way more serious than, one, you even think about, and two, the way that people perceive the issue. There is so many things that can happen to the baby, so many things that can happen to the mother, so many things. One tip that I will have, you live in a good area, go to the best hospital possible. Don't go to the hospital for convenience sake. I see this all the time where people are going, well, the one is 25 minutes away versus 5 minutes. I'm just going to go to the 5-minute hospital. And it's like, we live in the best place for doctors in the world for a reason.
Yeah. Well, the
Just
good thing
go.
for me is we have a really good hospital not that far away, and it's the same hospital that I was born at, which I think is
Right.
exciting that my child will be born in the same hospital that I was born at,
That's
which is
interesting.
fun. We had our first appointment with the doctor where first off they did the ultrasound. I'll show this a little closer in a second. So we did the ultrasound. We got to meet one of the doctors. So basically the hospital that we're going at, they have
rotate.
like six different doctors that could be on call. I'm sure it's the same for you.
It's the same.
And every appointment, they give you a different doctor. So by the time you're at birth, you will have met all of the doctors. So
You get
once you
used to
have
them.
birth, it's not a strange doctor that you haven't met yet. So the first doctor we met, really liked her a lot. Loved her. So I was like, all right, so far we're 1 for 1. I hope we don't have any doctors that we hate, because Sam's sister was like, we had 6 doctors. I liked 5 of them, and all 3 of my girls, it was the 6th doctor that I didn't
It's
like as
always
much.
the doctor you hate.
So that's why, like, right now I'm like, all right, 1 for 1. I like this one. On to the next.
It is crazy what doctors are able to compartmentalize in the moment, because there was 2 doctors. There was a fellow and the actual attending doctor who gave birth to my child. The doctor that we had dealt with before, she was fantastic. And then the fellow who actually, for the most part, did the stitching up of Kayla and all these things. I saw him maybe 2 hours later. He was walking down the hallway and I was like, Dr. Wong, what's going on? Didn't even know I existed.
Didn't even know.
It's their
Well,
job.
it was
but they're-
probably like the 5th birth he did that day.
Exactly.
Like, it's just not a big deal for them. And for you, it's
It's-
like the moment of your life.
It is
But
the
they have
most
to be
important-
like that.
Of course.
Like, emotionally, if they were getting up and down like we were every birth, they would have a mental breakdown within a month.
I have this on video. That was the moment that really my life sparked. It wasn't this a moment of epiphany and love and etc. But the baby came out, right? Raphael came out, and they were kind of cleaning him up. And I caught this on video too. But I remember her name was Heather, the nurse. And she goes, "Holy crap, your parents."
Wow.
And I was like, "Holy crap." She's right.
Did you feel like a sense of like fear? Like, oh my gosh, I am responsible for this little child. Like, babies are not like, there's some animals where they are born and they could fend for themselves almost right away. That baby will die if you don't. I mean, you don't have to be perfect, obviously. Like I said, there's 8 billion people in the world. There's a lot of people that probably shouldn't be having babies and they're still okay. But hey, you need to be attentive at all times, because this child will rely on you for years.
No, absolutely. I'm not, call it kind of monkey symbols playing in my brain a little bit. But I'm genuinely like an optimistic person in life.
Okay.
That's why I think we're going to sell out Madison Square Garden. I've had my doubts this past week, but I think I'm getting back there. We got to do it for baby Brandon.
I'm pretty pessimistic, I would say, in life.
So for me, I don't necessarily deal with it that way. It's going to work out, so just calm yourself. I'm noticing the anxiety tick up the older he gets. Because
Do you think that's because the love you have for him is grown?
just prepare your popcorn, prepare your tissues. This is going to be beautiful. Write it down, put it in the history books.
Oh, by the way, Halloween is right around the corner, and I want to get into my favorite Halloween candy. So we're not going to be talking about this the whole episode. Don't worry. If you're bored and you're like, all right, we get it. You have a baby. Move on. We're going to be talking about other things. But get back to what you have to say for now.
If logic was just pure right and wrong, left and right, this is good for me, this is bad for me, I will proceed with that decision. I have something in my life that wakes me up at all hours of the night. I don't get a free moment with this person.
Yeah.
They throw up on me. They get me sick. All the
Poop
time.
on you.
They cost me a lot of money. All I do is worry about them. They offer me no logical advantages.
All cons, no pros yet, right? According to logic.
I've never experienced the feeling of coming home and seeing Raphael smile, and you will never be able to bottle up that level of excitement in your life because it is the coolest and best thing ever. anytime I've given my parents crap in life, my God, like they were just doing their best, and it must have cut them with 1,000 knives when that person that you just crave their smile told you 10 years later that they hated you because you didn't buy them chicken nuggets at Wendy's.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
You're like, I've given you everything. And yeah.
I've given you everything, and I will continue to love your soul forever.
So speaking of chicken nuggets, right now, the baby kind of looks like a chicken nugget. I'm going to...
What kind? A Chick-fil-A chicken nugget? A McDonald's chicken nugget?
No, this is more of a McDonald's chicken nugget. I don't know if they can see it. I'll hold it up.
So are
your
you
camera.
doing the apps where it says at 11 weeks, the baby's the size of a cucumber?
Yeah, so right now, last week it was a grape, and this week it is a strawberry, which is serious growth. I mean, you're thinking, strawberry grape, that's not that... Dude, thing like doubled in a week. Dude's a freaking champion already. Like,
how about the
that
early
baby is
weeks?
going to be winning Wimbledon in no time.
How about the early weeks when it was like the baby's the size of a poppy seed? Or
Oh, yeah, we had a chia seed. That was the first one.
Seed.
A chia seed. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. The other thing you're going to do, Brandon, is probably in a year and a half from now, you're going to look at your baby and you're going to say, I can't believe that was the blueberry. I can't believe that was the strawberry, because you see...
Well, the crazy thing is those apps show you what it kind of looks like. And at first it looks like an alien, right? Like it looks kind of like a croissant with eyes. Yeah. And little by little, every week, like this was the first week that now the little fingers and toes are developing. And I'm like, oh my God, like this thing is the size of a strawberry, but it's kind of starting to look like a baby. And we did the ultrasound. Granted, Sam is only 11 weeks pregnant right now.
Oh,
we already heard the heartbeat.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Crazy. Like, it's just a little tiny baby right now, a strawberry-sized baby that's right in her belly right now. And that heartbeat was fast. I'm telling you, freaking champion, this baby.
How did Sam tell you that she was pregnant?
So we were doing the pregnancy test together. Like, she would go in the bathroom, take the test, and then we would wait 5-10 minutes, and then we'd look together. Luckily, Sam works from home most days, and obviously I work from home every day. So she was home the days that we were testing. And it's funny, we got the positive test the first time, and so basically, if you don't know how a pregnancy test works, it's kind of like a COVID test if you ever took one of those. There's like two lines. One of them is the control, and one of them is the actual, like, whatever it's called, right?
Yeah.
And if both lines, show up, you know that she's pregnant. And if only the control line shows up, then you're not. So it was like the tiniest bit the day one where we saw a little bit and we were like, is that a positive? We're not sure. Technically, the pregnancy test said if you see anything, it's a positive. But I was like, I don't know. This is really, really small. Funny enough, we were having dinner with my parents that week. But we're like, I don't even know. So we waited a little bit to tell my parents. The next day, the line was a little darker. And finally, it was like two black lines. And we were like, okay. So we called the doctor. We went in. The doctor took a pregnancy test, which they said was a little bit more, accurate. And they were like, yep, you're pregnant. And then they did the blood test. And yeah.
Kayla told me she was laying on the couch, like bundled up or something. And she goes, oh, I forgot my medication for something. She goes, do you think you can get it upstairs on the bathroom counter? And right by the medication was the pregnancy test.
Oh, that was her way to surprise you?
I think she had a video camera set up. I think there is a video of this. She had like her phone there, and I looked at it, and
you had to have cried.
Oh, for minutes. Literally minutes. Like,
you're like, I just stopped crying last week.
Shaking, yeah. I mean, not to get too morbid, but we've been through a lot when it comes to fertility, so that was
I was going to say, I feel bad that Sam got pregnant in like a week. I'm sitting here like, man, I would have waited a little bit longer. Meanwhile, you guys were trying for like a year and a half.
I mean, people, you don't know what's going to happen, and don't yuck someone's yum. Like, who cares if someone gets... When good people have kids, like you and Sam have kids, that's a positive. That's a win for the world. So
also, the nice thing is we got pregnant relatively quickly, so our children are going to be pretty close in age.
Yeah. We barely see each other now. We
Yeah.
host a podcast together. We're good friends.
We literally work on a job basically together and don't see each other.
Raphael and little Bambina, will probably meet each other twice, 3 times in their life. Like, they're just gonna,
No.
Jess has never met my child.
I
Chelsea
haven't.
has never met my child. You haven't. Steve has not met my child.
Here's a question for you. I think I'm going to ask anybody that we have on the podcast before it happens. Everybody says as a parent, you have a feeling about the gender. Now, I have a theory here because Sam's sister was like, I had that motherly feeling. And every time she said, I think I'm going to have a boy. And I think it's just everybody just says the opposite of what they really want. Like, I think Sam's sister wanted a girl every time. So every time she was like, I think I'm having a boy. 3 girls. 3 girls, by the way. She's 0 for 3 on her predictions. To me and Sam's defense, neither one of us have a feeling right now. And that's not us lying. Like, Sam's like, do you have a feeling what you think the gender is? I'm like, I don't know, but in a month I'll probably know pretty well when the doctor tells us. You know, one time I slipped and said he, and then another time I slipped and said she. So it's like, we have no idea. If you had to guess, what's the gender of my child going to be?
There's no guessing. It's 100%.
It's just 50-50.
No, it's 100%. Uncle Abby will tell you. Don't worry.
Oh, you know.
I know.
It's going to be a
I
girl.
know what 150% you are having a boy.
Really?
100%.
I hope you're right. I feel bad because, like, if I have a girl, eventually maybe she will see this, and I'm going to be like, I don't care what people say. I want a boy. And,
she'll get over it, and you'll love her, like, till the end of the world.
Oh,
So
I got a
who
great
cares?
story for you.
Tell me.
Gender reveal parties, right? Very controversial. If you're not a parent, you hate them. If you're a parent, sometimes you find them cute and adorable. We're not really doing a gender reveal party. We're having our family over to surprise them that we're pregnant, and then we're going to, like, pop a balloon with either blue or pink, or we're going to cut a cake.
Yeah.
We're not doing anything crazy. Sam's cousin, right? Shout out Max. Awesome dude. Him and his wife were having a baby, and they did like this big gender reveal party. They were, it was right around Christmas time. So they had a Christmas tree, and it was going to light up pink or blue, right? I thought it was a really cool idea. Didn't pollute the environment. Some people like shoot off fireworks and stuff. It was a nice idea, nice and simple. And he and his wife openly wanted a boy. He really wanted a boy. So we're all there. It's like 25 of us. You would think this is something that you see online and you're like, oh, that's scripted. They plug in the Christmas tree. It lights up pink and blue. Everybody starts going crazy because everyone just saw the color that they wanted. Like, I saw blue. Max, who's the father, starts going nuts. And then, like, 4 seconds later, everybody kind of quiets down and we're like, wait a second. And then everybody's like, minds start going. They're like, is it twins? Are you just raising this as a genderless bait? Like, maybe they were making some statement we didn't know. And then, like, basically we realized pretty quickly that it was just a mistake. And for whatever reason, all of the lights lit up at the same time. And it ended up being a girl. It was funny because...
Was it a technological error?
Oh yeah, it was user error. So I think it was like her maid of honor or something like that. Set it up and was supposed to plug in one of the plugs for blue, one of them for pink. I don't know exactly what happened, but for whatever reason, it was wired incorrectly, so all of the lights turned on. So half of them were pink, half of them were blue. It was such a funny moment.
Whoa, this just came to me.
Max felt, I will say, Max did a little lap afterwards. He was blowing off some steam afterwards. But now he's happy, I'm sure, that he has a girl, maybe.
This just came to... You're not having twins, right?
Well, that's the funny thing. That's the other thing. When we saw the pink and blue, some people thought, oh, is it twins maybe? But it was not. So here's the thing. Do you know that so there's a hormone. Basically, when you get pregnant, they do a blood test on the woman. And they test for this hormone called beta HCG or HGC, something like that. And Sam's was a little higher. It was like, it's supposed to be between like 10,000 and 100,000, and Sam was like 160,000. And we were like, whoa. So we asked the doctor, and this was before we did the ultrasound, because you can't do the ultrasound until like 8 weeks or 10 weeks or something. And the doctor's like, nothing to be concerned about. It could mean one of two things. Either she's a little bit farther along in the pregnancy than you thought, which couldn't be the case because we were in London and we know she was not pregnant before that. Or it could be twins. And we were like, oh my God. Like, on one hand, having twins kind of sounds nice because we only want to have, we say we want 2 children. So we're like, hey, you get both of them out of the way, 1 pregnancy, but it's also kind of terrifying because it's like, man, first-time parents, now you got to deal with 2. So we got the ultrasound last week and we were like, come on, doc, let us know. It was only 1 chicken nugget. Only 1 in here. So they have confirmed it's not twins.
Okay. All right. I actually was rooting for twins, even though with me and my wife, it was an embryo transfer, so there couldn't.
It was impossible.
Be.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless we asked for it, which I don't even think they do anymore. But the gender thing, I never had to experience because we knew instant, like we chose.
You know what's funny? I want to call you out on one thing. So when we were in Dubai, and Abby told me that him and his wife were expecting their first baby. And again, you told me before you told your parents. I was early. I think in your mind, you were like, hey, 1, I don't see Brandon very often. And 2, we're on a trip of a lifetime. We're at the top of literally the world's tallest building. What better time to tell them, right? That was kind of like my buddies when I went back to college last week. I was like, I see these guys maybe once a year. I got to tell them now.
Is that why you were so fired up to go back to state?
That was a big reason. That was a big reason because I knew I was going to tell them then. So the funny thing is, after you told me, we went inside. We were literally at the top of the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Remember you got that cappuccino and it had like the little picture of the Burj on your cappuccino?
I'm not remembering this event, but I remember the cappuccino.
You told me what the gender was at the time, right? You told me like, yeah, because you injected an embryo, right? You implanted an embryo and you were like, yeah, we had like 8 boy eggs and only like 4 girls and we already went through 3 of the girls. In so many words, you told me it was going to be a boy. Months later, you like said you were going to tell us the gender. And I told you, and it was in a group chat. I was like, oh, I already know. And you were like, no, I haven't told anybody yet. And I remember being like, something tells me it's about to be a boy. Yeah, and then you were like, it's a boy. And I remember texting back just like, wow, I'm so surprised. But I think you forgot that you told me.
I guess I really forgot because I still don't even remember this interaction to this day.
Yeah, I told Sam before you told us the gender. I was like, it's going to be a boy. He told me already.
What an idiot. What a dummy.
So Sam did not want me to tell basically anyone for a little while, right? I mean, we're still, as of filming this episode, we're still very early. Very few people know. It's like
I agree.
Maybe like 7 people know. So we had an issue with our oven, right? We got an oven. There was a warranty, so the guy came to fix it. And without even thinking, this is like 3 weeks after we found out. I don't even know if we told my parents yet. I'm talking to the repair guy, and I just go, well, me and my wife are expecting our first child and this and that. And I'm like, why did I just tell this freaking stranger? I have not even told my best friends and family yet. And I just told this random dude. Now, on one hand, he doesn't know anybody in my family. That news will never get out. He doesn't even care. But on the other hand, I'm like, this dude didn't deserve this. It just popped out of my mouth.
What's interesting is, 1, it didn't matter, but 2, you are a public figure. So what are the off chances he thought about you or knew about you, like his kids watched you, and he just spammed your like group chat of like, Brian's pregnant, Sam's pregnant.
All right, I want to pivot, unless you have any like major questions about me and Sam, but I want to take a big pivot really quickly. Anything big before we move on?
No.
No, because don't worry, guys. We have like 6 months before this baby comes. Abby and I are going to be talking about it throughout. And if you guys have any questions about my baby, if you want me and Abby to talk about his baby or just having babies in general, let us know in the comments. But I want to move on. So I don't know exactly the date that this episode's coming out, but I know it is right around Halloween.
Yes.
And I want to talk about the best Halloween candies. Because I know we have had this conversation at the real lunch table. When me and Abby worked as accountants, we used to have lunch every single day. and we had vicious debates. That's actually how I came up with the name of the podcast, The Lunch Table. We had a vicious debate about best Halloween candy, and I want to have that right now on the podcast. And weigh in the comment section. I know you guys are going to have your favorites and your least favorites.
Yeah, there's only one right answer.
Really? All right, well, then let me go first if you're going to be
Okay.
just so matter of fact. All right, I'm going to give you 5. Oh, should we do another blind ranking?
Yeah, we can
I
do
really
another-
got you with the cereal. Remember a couple
Yeah, we can do
episodes
another
ago?
blind. I'm good at these.
The problem is I haven't done... Well, I guess blind ranking doesn't have to be best and worst. It just has to be ranking those 5.
Yeah.
All right. So, you know what? Let me come up with a list really quickly.
Okay.
3, 4, 5. Bop, 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 bop. All right, I got it. Here we go. First one on the list, Milky Way bar.
Milky Way is pure nougat, right?
Nougat caramel wrapped in chocolate.
Okay, I know when I'm down. I think the Three Musketeers is the worst one. I'm down really bad in life when the Milky Ways start flowing. It's got to be Three Musketeers is the worst one, right? So, all right, 4.
Okay. So for me, I've graduated out of the Milky Way. I used to love a Milky Way bar as a kid. There's not a whole lot going on. It's pure sugar.
Does anyone eat a full-size Milky Way, or are they only the bite size? Because nobody's getting a whole king size.
I used to get a king size, and I'd put it in the freezer. Try it. It's actually pretty good.
Okay, in the freezer, that kind of sounds good.
It is good. Because the Milky Way bars are sometimes a little mushy. It's just too much soft things inside. All right, moving on. Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
So, it's tough here in the old Lunchalardo household because my wife is allergic. I was going to say addicted. I hope not. That would make her
allergic
suicidal.
to peanuts.
She's allergic to peanuts, so we do not get to deal with that too much. So mentally, I've had to almost put it down a peg so I don't crave and accidentally have residue all over my fingers. But it's safe to put it at number 2. If it's the pumpkin one, is it the pumpkin one or the regular one?
The pumpkin ones are so good. They're elite.
The pumpkin one's number 1. It's number 1.
You know why the pumpkin ones are so good? Because the ratio of peanut butter to chocolate
Changes.
is higher.
Yeah, it changes.
Oh, I love
2.
those pumpkin ones.
Put it 2.
Right,
I screwed
Reese's
up already.
number 2.
It should be 3.
That's okay. Next up, Snickers bar.
1.
Wow. Is that the one you were waiting for?
No, but you take it when you get it. It's number 1.
I'm trying to think what your favorite one would be.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep going.
Here we go. Next up.
Oh, please.
Twizzler.
Now, I'm a gummy tummy guy. In my life, my wife... Who am I, Dr. Seuss? I'm a gummy tummy, my wife, my life.
Yeah, I don't know. You were like making a nursery rhyme there.
Yeah. In my life, I've been known to be a gummy guy. A lot of people are not gummy folk. I do like the gummy, and Twizzler is king gummy. But
I'm more chocolate than gummy, I will say. But there's some good gummies.
as a pure just candy, what did I put Milky Way for? I'm going to put
Twizzler Milky Way
5.
at 4. So you've got
Twizzler.
3 and 5 left.
Twizzler 5.
Twizzler 5?
You're going to skewer me. It's going to be like Raisin Bran again.
So if you guys didn't see, the last time we did a blind ranking, it was with cereal. And Abby saved number 1 spot for last, and I hit him with a Raisin Bran.
I've come into this more educated and resourceful. What's the last one and the de facto number 3 on the list, Mr.
All right.
TFG?
So this is going to be ranked number 3 for you. So right in the middle. Third place,
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Twix bar.
Oh.
I think that's a good list. I think you had a good list.
I nailed this. I thought you were going to hit me with a Three Musketeers.
Oh, yeah. What's your favorite then? If you said Snickers wasn't your favorite, but you take it when you can get it, what's your favorite?
Take 5.
Wow. Fun story about the Take 5 bar. I ate a Take 5 bar before they were released to the public. So me
No,
and my
you
family,
didn't.
I did.
Oh,
Me
you
and my
went to Hershey
family went to
Park.
Hershey, Pennsylvania, and they always, if they're working on a new thing, they will give it to people ahead of time. It was not even branded yet. They said, we're working on this new thing. There's 5 ingredients in it: pretzel, peanut butter, nougat, this and that. And they didn't even have the name yet for it. It was in like unmarked wrappers, and we got to eat it. Not my favorite. I like them.
You make
not
it
my favorite.
so hard. You make it so hard for me to be a reformed lunatic. Because I want to say some very nasty things about 2 things: the state of Pennsylvania and you, yourself, and your family at large. But I will refrain.
Whose favorite candy is a Take 5 bar? I've never heard anybody say that's their favorite candy.
Because
It's got everything.
No, I'm not going to say it. I might say it. Because the people you're associating with yourself all the time are... Gah! Over here, where we have culture... Over here, we have culture, we have class. We're the epicenter of humanity.
Keep in mind, Abby and I live about an hour apart. He makes it sound like we live in different
countries. An hour
countries.
and 27 minutes to be exact, and it's getting worse, and so are you. The Take 5 bar has everything that someone could ask for. Because, again, it has the 5 ingredients. So why would I split up the ingredients to all different lists and all different candies and waste my time if I can come and get it all? If you
What's in it? List all the ingredients. What are the 5 takes?
The pretzel, which is so key with chocolate.
Because you get that salty. Yeah, I give you that.
Crunch.
You know, I haven't had a Take 5 bar in probably 10 years. I got to give it another shot. I'll give it another shot.
The Take 5 bar. I'm going to list the official ingredients. Okay, it's pretzel, peanut butter, peanuts, caramel, and milk chocolate. I nailed it. I knew exactly what it was.
So they have peanut butter and peanuts. 2
different things, because one is texture.
That's a good point.
One is the smoothness.
All right.
The taste. It's basically the love child. This episode was all about children. It is the love child of 2 supreme perfect things that are a Snickers bar and a Reese's peanut butter cup, and putting them together and adding, after you do that 2 things together and you add pretzels to it. Unbelievable. Sing a song. Drop the curtains. The show's over. There's nothing.
No, we're not
else.
over. Don't click off of the podcast. We got another topic.
It's not
here.
even a debate. What? You're sitting here pilfering the Milky Way. You're
No,
walking
I
up
didn't say it's my favorite. I think the Snickers bar is my favorite. Or Reese's. Snickers or Reese's are my number 1 and 2. You had a good list. You had a great list.
I had a supreme list.
I might actually agree with everything except I would have had the... Oh, no, you had the Twizzler last. I would have had the Milky Way over the Twix, but that's it. That's the only thing I would have changed.
The Reese's Pieces Bites, when it has the candy coating, those are elite.
Oh, like the ones that they look like M&Ms?
Yes.
Those are good. All right, I'm going to drop another bomb on you. You ready? Debate topic.
Here we go.
Is a brownie a cake?
What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? I almost had a heart attack like 10 minutes ago, and you're
I
giving
know.
me as a brownie a cake?
Yeah. Dropping that one on you.
A brownie's not a cookie. It's not a cookie, my friends.
No?
Even Little Deb and her little cosmic browns. Those aren't cookies.
Not cookies. I'll agree with that.
It's not a scone.
You're getting colder. It's not a pizza.
It's not a hot dog. It's not a cupcake, even though a cupcake is in the cake family.
Here's the real debate, right? Because it's not anything else. It's not anything else. It's either a cake or it's its own category.
It's a pastry.
A pastry?
Oh, yeah, it's a pastry.
No, I think a pastry's got to have more than one ingredient. Well, not ingredient, but like more than one like aspect of it. Like it needs a crust or it needs a cream.
Brownies sometimes have that little crust. They have the texture to them. I don't like just a pure fudgy brownie.
No, you need that little chewiness on the outside. Like if the outside's a little
much.
No, just a little bit.
And it can't be too cakey. It's got to be more fudgy than it is cakey.
I agree.
Is a brownie a pie?
Of course not. A pie? I don't know why I said it like that, but that was just outrageous. A pie. I like how you like cracked your knuckles like you were about to unveil like this great question. Is a brownie a bicycle?
Does a pie have to be round?
I don't know if it needs to be round, but it needs to have like a crust and filling.
That's all you just mentioned from the brownie.
The brownie doesn't have a crust. It's all the same.
What if it's a blondie? Or an up and down, or the cookie one?
The brookie.
The brookie is elite.
Here's the thing. The brookies are overrated. I saw a brookie.
I don't know why I don't know why
I saw a brookie for the first time in my life, like maybe 10 years ago, and my mind was blown. I was like, I love chocolate chip cookies, and I love brownies. This freaking mad scientist put them together into one delectable treat. It's just not as good as either one of them.
It lacks.
Maybe they're just never cooked right. I don't know.
Also, you know what's the thing? That is the number one sign of lack of class, my friend. A cookie cake, those giant cookie cakes.
Yeah, they're cheap. They're just like the easy way out.
They're
never that good.
That's the other thing, that you're so excited for it.
Yeah.
Before you've ever tried it, and you're like,
but the cookie's always just a cheap, crappy cookie.
It's a garbage cookie, and it's always got the terrible writing on top. Stick with the classics. Just keep going. 95-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle. A cupcake. Regular vanilla with the vanilla icing, or chocolate with the chocolate icing.
What about a nice chocolate chip cookie? Big chocolate chips in there.
Perfect chocolate chip cookie. I do like when a chocolate chip cookie adds like walnuts to it, but we've getting a little walnut crazy, my friend.
Okay. Today I made dinner with walnuts, and it was stuck in my tooth, and when I was going to take the trash out, my neighbor came over and asked if I could come over because she wanted me to feed her dogs this weekend, and when I got home, I realized I had a giant piece of walnut stuck in my tooth. I was over there for like 20 minutes. It was embarrassing. My first time meeting the guy. So now I'm like walnut tooth to him.
Whoa. What?
We're neighborly. I couldn't say no.
You other states are unbelievable. Just leave it. Ignore your neighbor forever until you find out they're a serial killer on the news. Stop with the whole, although I do really like my neighbor, but stop with the whole, I'm going to watch their... My neighbor, he's out in Ibiza right now with his wife. Do you think I'm doing anything to help that man in his house? And do you
know what's funny? You and Sam are the same. She's like, I don't want to have a feud with my neighbors, but she's like, I don't care if I don't see them. I don't
stay out
as
of my
long as
life.
We're cordial. I just feel so much pressure because like the road that I grew up on, the neighbors were all friends. So I just feel like if I'm not going above and beyond, I'm being like antisocial or something. So I feel so much pressure to like every time I go out of my way. Like the woman's not even seeing me and I'm like, hi, Connie. Like I just feel uncomfortable.
That's good. Little baby Brando will have you should.
But my parents live like 5 minutes away, so they're going to be able to watch the baby.
You should straight face be like, hey, Con, do you think you could watch the baby for 4 days?
Like I fed the dog one time, and I'm going to be like, you mind watching the baby for a week? Me and Abby are going to Dubai.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, Sam and I are having a baby. We will keep you guys updated. But Abby, do you have a lunchtime for the day? So if you guys haven't watched the podcast before, lunchtime is when we answer a question from the audience from the previous episode, and we debate it.
Oh, yeah, I have one. From Lunchalardo4825. Do you think your baby will be cuter than Abby's baby?
That's a good question. All right, we're gonna make a lunchtime exception this week. But if you guys have questions about the baby, pop it in the comment section. Maybe we will answer it next week on lunchtime. I'm gonna answer Abby's question. Absolutely. Right?
No.
I mean, not even close.
No offense. I think as a couple, me and Kayla are prettier than you and Sam.
No chance.
Yeah, brother.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know, man. I think it's random luck. Also, your baby's half you, so it's a little different, right?
Donor mother was very attractive.
You knew what she looked like?
What do you think? You're just picking a needle in a haystack, and
I
whatever you
thought
get
that
sent
they
to
stay
you?
anonymous. They give you a picture of the person?
Yes.
What is it, like a catalog? Like, oh, do I want my kid to have blue eyes? Ooh, this girl's got nice hair.
It's literally like Match.com. You like filter on, are they Christian? Are they
What
brown
about
hair?
height?
Or height is another thing.
No.
Oh yeah.
Athleticism?
And you know what I did? I chose the Margot Robbie of donors.
You should have picked someone that looked like your wife, Kayla.
My wife's very attractive.
Yeah, but she's not blonde.
Yeah, and that's why it's leading to a lot of confusion because we get that a lot.
Yeah, but your baby doesn't have blonde hair.
Raphael's hair is very light and he's very fair
Is
skinned.
it really?
Yeah, when people actually meet him, they're like, "Oh, he's got
His complexion is a little lighter than the two of you.
He's got your face, but he doesn't have your features."
He
And I
does
go,
really
"Wow."
have your face.
Does he?
Oh, yeah. I think Raphael looks a lot like you, which may or may not be a good thing. That may be the reason why I said my baby's going to be cuter.
Yeah, maybe that's why I was hoping that the donor mother took a little bit more with the DNAs. I'm praying.
If only it was half Kayla instead of half Abby. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I was really excited to share this with, obviously, Abby, and I was excited to share it with you guys. We will be back again in 2 weeks for another episode. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to this channel. And also, do us a favor. Go to Spotify. Go to Apple Podcasts. There's a link in the description of this video. Rate us 5 stars. The more 5-star ratings we get there, the more they push the podcast, and the more likely we will keep making more episodes. We'll see you in 2 weeks. I'm going to be a dad.